Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday. It's going to show you I actually cleaned up the yard. Can you tell? It's like overnight it fell over, and I guess this tree is waiting to become ripe. But that side is actually really clean because it actually had a lot of leaves. But it's okay. That's part of fall. So today is Sunday the 6th, I believe, and it is fall back, meaning that you gain an hour of sleep. And apparently Mila didn't get the memo, so we're up and early. I think I was able to sleep till 6, which is fine. You know, I'm still grateful, even though I do get up several times during the night. For the most part, I do sleep pretty well. But you know me, if I don't sleep in the morning, then I don't like to lay around. I just like to go ahead and go for a walk. It's actually pretty chilly today. Well, I should say morning, because a lot of times it gets warmed up by the afternoon and then it feels hot. So it's kind of hard to gauge yourself and figure out if you're going to be wearing boots or not, because by the afternoon it's so hot and people look at you like, I think you overdressed. Hey, but you can never, you can always take the clothes off. You can't layer on. So I'm actually cold-natured, even though I'm pregnant, and most people are like, oh, when you get pregnant that will switch and you'll become hot all the time. Honestly, I'm not. I'm still cold-natured. It's just from time to time because of the body weight and your breathing. Sometimes you end up breathing a lot or like get out of breath. And I think that can kind of work your heart rate up. And so it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work carrying a baby. So technically all day long you're exercising as long as you're walking, at home, up and down the stairs. But just a quick update on my pregnancy. I'm going to be 39 weeks this Wednesday. We're going to another appointment this Tuesday. But everything is going well. My midwives are talking really good things. This baby's very healthy. We try to eat healthy. Although I've been into sweets a lot, so I need to lay off of sweets. I think because I stopped eating a lot of fruit because they're no longer in season. Started eating sweets, mainly dark chocolate, but in good sized portions, so I need to make sure that I'm not overeating. And you gotta excuse me because I am getting out of breath. As I said before in my other videos, that this is the biggest hill that I walk from our house upwards towards the street. Oh, and I got this cute little band. You can wear it actually in different ways. But I went to Walgreens yesterday. We had an award show to attend, and I asked to go to Walgreens to get some eyelashes, and ended up spending like $30. I did need some foundation, so I bought some foundation, but I bought these. They were 99 cents, and the lady that saw me standing there, she's like, they're actually 49 cents. And I'm like, oh. I mean, not 49, 24 cents. I was like, oh. She's like, that changes the perspective, doesn't it? I was like, yeah. So she pulled out another bag of colors she didn't have out, and I bought 5. So technically, I bought 5 bands for like $1. $1.25, which is really good because I figured mom life, might have to wear a ponytail a lot. It's winter. This actually works as a scarf as well. It's very stretchy. There are a lot of bands I can't wear because my head hurts when it squeezes too much, so this one's really lightweight. But that's kind of my update. So today we'll go to church and probably try to relax because we don't know, maybe Mila will decide to come this coming week or maybe the week after, which is technically her due date, but we don't know. Hoping sooner than later. We're ready. We're trying to get rested. And, you know, a lot of people have been telling me that, you know, last trimester, the baby kicks a lot, that they don't have a lot of space in the belly. So it really hurts, but I can't complain. Mila has been really calm. So I cannot complain. Praise God. Today is a good day. It's always a good day when you are able to go for a good walk. Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, November, what's today? I gotta look it up. November the 8th. Of course, it's the voting day, but we already voted early. I'm actually going to be preparing some food for lunch and then for later. As you guys know before that I usually don't like to stick around the kitchen too long, so I try to prepare like a bigger portion. So today we're doing stuffed peppers, and then also I am making pumpkin, I call it pumpkin kasha, but it's with rice. It's this pumpkin squash. It's really, really good. But I was gonna just kind of vlog while I'm cooking and updating you guys. So with these peppers, usually you want to cut out the top portion and clean it out. But I keep the lid on. That way when you stuff it with rice and meat, you can actually close it kind of like a lid. That way that steam stays in and the flavor stays in. What I've learned with the peppers is that red ones and green ones tend to be a bit rougher even after you cook them. So the green ones and the orange ones seem to be the best ones. I'm sorry, the orange ones and the yellow ones seem to be the best and the softest when it comes to cooking, because I'm gonna put them on the stovetop. Usually I stuff them and then I would, you know, bring the pot to boil or whatever dish I'm using, and then you can stuff them in the oven. But I think today I'm just gonna put them on the stovetop so they cook faster while I'm making that pumpkin kasha as well. So I'm trying to make a good bit amount of food, just because technically tomorrow I'll be 39 weeks. I am not anxious whatsoever. Ryan is really ready, but I'm not anxious. I'm fine. I sleep fine throughout the night. Of course I have to, got that one. I sleep throughout the night pretty well, so I mean, I know there's certain discomforts that come with being pregnant, like having to sleep on both of your sides and rotating several hundred times throughout the night, and then having to go to the bathroom, like I think I go 3 or 4 times. But I don't mind it. It's fine. Before I used to be kind of frustrated, but it doesn't bother me as much anymore. So I sleep pretty good throughout the night. I'm well rested, and sometimes throughout the day I either will lay down just to kind of rest my eyes, my legs, my hips, and I'm good to go. So I'm doing laundry today and some cooking. That way, if Mila decides to come this week, then I technically will not have to cook this week whatsoever. So again, going to the same brand, we're using the beef. This is by Simple Truth. I get it from Kroger. I don't know where else you can get this brand. I think they're just carried at Kroger. And some turkey, ground turkey. So I'm just using a little bit of each because I'm gonna have actually rice to add to this portion, some carrots, some onions, and then the meat. Once you mix all that together, it's gonna be a good portion, so you don't need to use the whole thing. Unless, of course, you have a bigger family or you want to make a bigger portion, then you can do the whole thing. You'll probably need 8 to 10 peppers if you're going to use both packs of meat. So I like using the Mrs. Dash. It's really good because it has different kind of mixtures of like garlic, herb, and seasonal blends. It is a little bit more expensive, but sometimes they have them on sale. So I kind of use that one generously. We use about a tablespoon of salt. And then about a teaspoon of pepper. Because remember, you are mixing your rice in there, so you want to make sure that it's nicely seasoned. So this is about the amount that I'm putting together for my 4 stuffed peppers. Remember, there are still going to be some vegetables in here, plus the rice. So you don't want to overdo too much. So as you can tell, cooking is kind of in full swing. So we've already prepared our peppers. I cooked the rice like 10 minutes, let it simmer, and then I mixed it in with my meat, my herbs, and then I also shredded an onion, like a third of an onion, and I always use the red onion, and then 1 carrot. So I didn't saute them, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some butter on top of each one, just so I can have a little bit of oil, supposedly, to get this rice to continue cooking. You don't want to overstuff these peppers because the rice will continue to expand. So you want to give it some room. We're going to take our little cute lids that we cut out and just put them on top of the peppers. Just closing them slightly. I don't know how this goes. I guess it goes like this. Okay. Looks very festive and yellow orangey like. I think this is the opposite. There we go. They don't have to match, but that's how it's going to look. So I'm going to use about 1 or 2 cups of this ragu, I guess. It's chunky tomato, garlic, and onion. You can just do tomato juice. My mom always used tomato juice, but this is what I had, and this is what I'm going to use. So 1, 2, I actually feel like I have just 3 left. I'm just going to leave it. And then we're going to fill the rest. I usually use my teapot to heat up the water so I can bring this to simmer a lot faster. So it's already hot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. So I'm gonna put it on high so it starts simmering. And then once it starts simmering, then I can turn it down. So it'll cook for like slow cook for maybe 30 to 40 minutes. You do want to fill it up pretty much all the way. This is kind of a bigger pot. My other smaller ones wouldn't have fit these peppers in there. So I'm gonna have to fill my pot with more water, which is okay. So I found if you put your water in a teapot and put it to boil, It actually brings it to boil a lot faster than on the stovetop. So that's what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this. Just until my water heats up. So this is already my rice for, I just cooked it for like 10 minutes. Not a long time, so it's not actually fully cooked. So I'm gonna mix it. And then I need my cast iron pot. And then of course I have my squash that I peeled, the outer layer, and then peeled inside. Make sure that I scoop out all the seeds. You can tell my hands are a little bit yellow. And then once you cook these, you basically want to cook them like you would mashed potatoes, and then you want to mash them. And then once that's done, I'm going to show you guys how I make this pumpkin kasha. And I'm actually going to use cranberries instead of plum or prunes. Usually I use prunes and it tastes really, really good. A lot of times we don't eat enough prunes, so it's a good way to get that in your diet. But today I am going to use some cranberries because that's what I have and that's what I'm going to use. Okay, still there. So while I'm cooking these peppers, they're already boiling, so I'm going to actually turn them down a little bit more. But I put them for 40 minutes. Cooking on top, and then of course my cast iron pot, I got this as our wedding gift, and I've been using it a lot. So I have already mashed my squash pumpkin, and I'm mixing it in. I have added almond milk. Usually I use whole milk, just because it turns out better. But this time I only had almond milk, so I'm just going to use what I have. And I'm just putting enough to cover the rice. And before I added the rice and everything, I actually added coconut oil, and then I threw in my cranberries, which was a half a bag, which I used the 12-ounce bag cranberries, or you can use prunes, and the prunes are really good too. So you can kind of saute your cranberries and soak them in that coconut oil so they open up a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that. As you can see, it's like a nice orange consistency. So I want to bring this to boil. So while that's doing that job, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to 360, my oven, because this is actually going to go in the oven. And then the last thing that I need to add is 2 eggs. So just doing, and I don't know why, but I always like to buy the brown eggs. Same brand, the organic brand. So we'll beat these in. Okay. All right, I'm gonna mix these. I did add a little bit more sugar to the mixture because I kind of like mine to be a little bit sweeter. But the prunes are actually a lot larger and they are a lot sweeter than cranberries. So normally I wouldn't put a lot of sugar. With eggs, once you add the eggs, you want to just add a little bit at a time and keep mixing because you don't want them to boil and be in clumps. So make sure you mix it well and then add a little bit more. Mix a little bit more. The egg kind of makes a little bit more like texture, I guess. It gives it a little bit more texture so it's not as gooey. And it tastes better too, so I have used the rest. And again, we're going to mix it. But that's it. I do apologize I don't have any makeup on. Just because I'm trying to cook for right now, and then I have a few things that I wanted to record, like the vlogging video, and then I think I zoomed in on myself. Oh no, so don't zoom in. And then I have a few other videos that I wanted to record, so I have time to edit them tomorrow. Kind of put these up. So that's pretty much it. So it probably took me about an hour and a half of my time to spend in the kitchen, peeling and chopping everything, putting everything together. But then once it's cooking, you know, there's not much I have to do. So while that's being brought to boil, and as you can see, it's not like watery. That's kind of how this consistency should look before you put it in the oven. And then of course, these I brought to boiling, and I have 20 more minutes on those. So meanwhile, it's always a good idea to wash dishes while your stuff is cooking, so you don't end up with a huge load, and then you'll have to like clean everything up and stand another hour. So I try to kind of do everything at the same time. That way, when everything is cooking or baking, I'm practically done in the kitchen, so I can move on to doing laundry or doing other things. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and if you wanted to have recipe to any of these meals that I just prepped, let me know by commenting below, and I might just post them on my blog, so just let me know. Hope you guys have a phenomenal day and a great week. Make sure that you vote, and well, voting will be done by the time I post this video, but I hope that you voted. But as always, create culture and be you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.